is.
I have to take my shoes off now, start floor. I like to always be barefoot on the floor. So this is your 6.0 flat deck.
Looks nice, eh?
Yeah.
Not too much volume, eh?
No.
No, that came out great. This is only 2 1/4, eh?
Yes.
And still, I mean, it's kept a lot of volume in there. That's flat deck. It's so much pedal power. Wow, that's nice.
I first met Twig at our Natal contest in those days, and I was serving at Dave Hardy at Big Bay, it was like sort of 8-10 feet, and I saw this little drum taking off at dairy and pulling into barrels, closing up barrels and pulling into barrels, going, who is this? And it was incredible.
The barrel, that's the only way to learn, eh?
Yeah, and when they built the piers, I saw the same little grom swimming down the piers when they were going to go and get his board. I mean, I would have left the board, but he swam off his board and got it. And then I found out it was Twig, and Twig's been amazing. Since that day, I just saw this guy improve, getting better. Now he's at the top of the world, incredible. And I'll tell you what, it's incredible to work with him because he's so dedicated to surfing. Like, yeah, he'll shape his own board and I'll come and give him my advice wherever I can, but and I think it's really great to work with Twig. I really enjoy him because he's positive. He knows what he's talking about, and he's been in the most dangerous breaks in the world, and that's incredible.
Do you think there's enough kick in the tail, Spin?
Yes.
Are you happy with that kick?
Let's have a look. You know, I can always tell by the kick by looking at the back here. So you must have a nice yard. You must have a nice flow all the way through like that yard.
And the little V here.
Yes. So that little V helps to snap out of when you're flying down the line. You want to make a quick maneuver that really comes in.
Oh, this foil looks good. We've left enough volume here. Nice pedal power here.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
But then here it's good.
Yes.
Not too thick through here. Ooh, this thing's gonna fly.
And what I found, Twig, with the flat decks is, you know, you look at Geordie and he's doing those full rail turns and the
hitting his foot.
So yeah, it's hitting his foot, yeah. But yeah, this flat deck, what I noticed, I looked down when I was doing a turn and I could see the water doing this, which is quite amazing. So there's a lot of merit in this shape. And I think
we're just trying to get less volume with equal pedal power.
Exactly.
So you got the dream, eh?
Yeah, so you got the volume going right to that tip there, but then you got the foil rail, so you can have.
So we're going to drop that down even a little bit more. Eh?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, nice.
All right, let's get it. Let's do it.
Are you going to do all the rubbing?
Should I?
Yeah. I think what's nice, Twig, is to always bring that nose up. And then, you know, if it looks a little bit sort of roundish, yeah, they can always like V it a little bit, you know, it just helps that paddle in.
This is a 6.0 step up for like 3-4 foot super hollow barreling waves. But saying that, it works amazing at a place like J Bay or the Pipe, where it's barrels, but also you can do whipping turns. So it's definitely not a super loose, high performance shortboard, but it's got shortboard qualities in it as well as barrel qualities. So it's a daily driver all round for good waves. That's what it is. So you're going to get super barreled and you're going to be able to turn on the rail high speed.
Yeah, so I think it's nice to always pick up the nose.
Yep.
So I'll just show you what I do. So this is a rocker, so you always want a board to flow in the rocker, and also in your plan shape too. You know, when always look at your board and it must flow nicely, almost like a rocker. So you don't want to see any sort of late round because it all catches. And I always look at Geordie doing that full rail turn and burying the nose. You can see how every little thing counts. So we just pick it up there on the tip, bring it up. Because when you're getting a late take off and your nose is sort of plunging into the water, you know that every little thing counts. You can see how it gets that little look, and you just take that little trip off there. So it's an arty thing as well.
Yeah.
It's got to look good.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Very happy.
Yeah, it's a little, you can actually see that
good.
that curve.
Follows it.
It's got to flow nicely.
So the machine can't quite cut that in, eh? That's still...
Sometimes it gets a bit dangerous, you know, if it gets too, it's too thin, it could break it off.
No,
That machine sometimes cuts a lot off.
Yep, yep.
And then it's nice to keep it a little square around this area here. Just from the back of your fins, just give it a little wipe there like that. Also, you go back to the rocker as well. You want to see that flow going through the tail nicely. Everything counts. It's also going to be 90 degrees as well. It really makes your board alive, and also when you push that board on the rail, you've got to actually bury it a little bit harder just to keep those edges working.
Okay.
Let's have a look at that now. And you want to just leave a slight little edge there, just to keep that little bubble, so that that tail's free as you go into your turn either way. It just helps you go, and once you get it, and then that flow of water goes right through like that. I think those are the important things, yeah. And then looking at the bottom curve, we want to make sure that we don't see any, looking at the shadows there, don't want to see any bump anywhere. It's got to be clean. So with your eye, the balance of your eye, and also the feel too. So this feels good, Twig. Yeah, that feels good.
No bumps in that file, eh?
No, so that's nice. And also going into the nose too, you want a nice flow. Maybe it's a little bit out there, but that doesn't really matter because it's out the water. It just comes in when you need it. That feels good. Nice. Give it that rocket to flow into the nose. That nose is always going to look good because you're always looking at it. When you pat it, you always see it.
And from a commercial point of view.
Yeah, it needs to run off. Yeah, it does. It's you can always relate to jets when you see those jets in the front there, how sort of streamlined they are. It's the same thing with surfboards. What a nice streamline up front. Nice, Twig.
I like that.
A good design, yeah.